Hunting is important for those areas because all of the monies and revenues that is generated from the hunting, the trophy hunting specifically, goes back into helping the clinics, the schools and the community, most importantly the anti-poaching in this area. And those monies are really vital to run everything here in this concession, which is the Lower Lupande in the Luangwa Valley in Zambia. And the anti-poaching, it really helps within the park itself and also in the game management area that we're in. So the overflow of the animals that you get in the national park, they're the ones that come into the game management area. And just to mention a few of the quota of the, like for example, leopard, we only shoot a minimum of 4 leopards, mature cats in this area, like the one we shot with Mr. Mackenzie in Lower Lupande here. And most of the money generated from that goes back into the community, as I said before, for anti-poaching, into the community and the clinics, and also small projects as the schools and uplifting the community at large. And the other thing is also most of the animals that are shot on the safari, mostly the big guys like hippo, buffalo, especially also elephant, that meat also is gone sewn back into the community because a lot of people here don't have the money to buy basic proteins that people need, like in the big cities or in town. So they really appreciate that the meat or the protein that they get from the trophy hunted animal. And so there's actually a lot of stuff that happens. Also, the guys that we hire here in camp, 100% locals within the concession agreement with the chief and the community resource board. And the community resource board are the people that govern what happens with the monies generated from the trophy hunting in this area. So those are one of the points that I'm trying to clear out and to make people understand. So trophy hunting really helps here in this country, in Zambia. That's what I'll back it up for. You know, people are really earning a good buck in comparison to farming in the area here. They can't farm too well because there's a lot of elephant raiding, and the rains also haven't been too good this year. So they really depend on this money here from trophy hunting that's been generated. And we greatly appreciate people like Mackenzie coming through and getting really mature animals hunted here ethically in Lower Lupande, Zambia.
Tell me something, Junior. Why do you guys hunt leopard in this area?
Well, in this area, obviously, Bona Jason also touched on it with the carrying capacity of the park, and that's the overflow that you get, that over the carrying capacity that comes to the GMA. And we're very picky and very selective with the cats that we shoot, with certain age over his prime, and that's the cats that we actually target and focus on. And that also goes with the other trophies that we shoot, over the breeding or the prime time, and that's what we focus on. And as you can see with the animals, that the trophies that Mackenzie shot, they're over their breeding and they're really mature old animals. And with the leopards, it really brings back the money into the community, especially the anti-poaching, and it supports a whole lot of anti-poaching, and also including the rations, the money, everything that goes back into the anti-poaching and the community. And also at the same time, the GMA acts as a buffer zone. So if poachers have to come from the area or from the city or from the town to poach any animal, it can be, for example, leopard or elephant, whatever it can be, the GMA acts as a buffer zone. They first have to go through the GMA to get to the park. And so those are one of the benefits with the money that Mackenzie is paying for a leopard trophy or a leopard tag, if you could say.
Tell me something, what happens to all of the buffalo that are hunted in the concession area?
All of the, in accordance to the concession agreement that we have with the Community Resource Board, they're the guys who govern or decide what to do with the money that gets from the hunters back to the community. we have an agreement that every buffalo that is harvested from the trophy hunting is given back to the community. And within the community, we on the fringes of our hunting area, there's a whole lot of communities and villages that we hand back. We call them VAGs, different villages. So within around Lower Lupande, we have 5 different VAGs that we distribute meat. And after that, we've handed to them. There's chairpersons for every village that sign off that we've actually handed that the needed protein back to the people.
Tell me something, Mackenzie. How did you find your hunting experience in Zambia? Did you see a lot of wildlife? Can you tell us what sort of cats you saw on your trip?
Yeah, no, the hunting experience in Zambia was amazing. Seen elephants every day. 2 days we saw 4 of the big 5, which includes what?
4.
Yeah, 4.
Four, big 5.
yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's what I said, right?
That's
Yes,
cool.
Okay.
which includes
Yeah, which includes. Man, these guys are jokesters. Anyways, the hunting experience was amazing. On 2 different days, we've seen 4 of the big 5 in the daylight, which includes Cape buffalo, obviously, elephant, and then we would see lion and leopard. And it was pretty neat. We seen a female leopard early one morning, and that was the only day we saw a leopard. But we seen lots of lions. In total, if we would have took each lion and seen 1 each day, we would have seen 1 every day for the entire safari on average. Most of the time they were in groups of 2, and we even saw a group of 4. And one afternoon we actually encountered 2 wild dogs that were chasing an impala, and we know he met his match as soon as he got in the brush because they were not letting him get away. There's game everywhere. We see thousands of impalas, and I don't know if you can see any behind us right now, but this river is chock full of hippos. We harvested one just here the other day, and they're all back, and there's 2 new males because they were fighting yesterday right in front of us. So the game is rich here. Anti-poaching has helped it a bunch, and then from us giving money to the community and meat to the community, they don't want to do any poaching themselves, and so yeah, they just hang out and enjoy the wildlife as well.
Tell me something, Mackenzie. Have you seen any poaching signs in Zambia?
No, I haven't seen any poaching signs in Zambia. I haven't seen anything. We've actually seen more anti-poaching sign from the people, the border patrols and whatnot, walking, patrolling, making sure there's no poaching.
Junior, can you tell me how does the community benefit from this safari camp being here? How many people are employed from the beginning of the hunting season, from opening roads until the season closes in the end of October?
Yeah, so our season starts before May. So in April we hire about 60 people plus minus, casuals. They're not the permanents, we call them casuals, and they do starts off from the thatching of the camp, cleaning it up, cutting roads, which are very important to get into the certain areas that we looking for certain trophy animals. So that's 60 plus people that do the whole preparing of the camp. That's before the actual hunting season that starts in May, and after that we cut it down to the permanents, which they're about 20 in camp, and they all have different roles that they do, from the room attendant to the guys in the kitchen, the cook himself, the waiter. There's guys who are cutting the grass, making sure the place is clean, sweeping, and yeah, so we help the community quite a lot. And we also have another fly camp, and we might have about 6 people permanents that are there permanently the whole time.
And that's just in this area.
That's in
And
this
you
area.
have
5 more
5
concessions.
So in each concession, at one time you have 60 people working in each concession,
Yes.
and then you have a permanent of about 20 to 30 depending on fly camp and regular camp
Yes.
in each area. So you're, well over, almost pushing 200 employees.
Yeah.
But tell me, what would happen if there were no safari operator in this area? What would happen to the wildlife in the area?
Well, it'll be completely depleted. It'll be free for all, and there'll be no regulation here. And we are the buffer zones. Actually, we don't just protect the animals here in the GMA, but we also protect the animals in the park. So if we were not here, there will be no monies for anti-poaching. There will be no monies for the communities just at large doing different activities. It's either schooling or any clinics uplifting. any programs are sought. So there'll be nothing going on here, and it'd just be depleted. Might as well bring some cattle in here and start cattle ranching.
So basically what you're telling me is that if animals have value and hunting gives these animals a huge value, then people will look after them and protect them. Is that the message that you guys are bringing across?
Yes, precisely, Bona. And it's a simple conservation model, is that, you know, what pays stays. And the people in Africa, if they put a value on a certain animal or a vast range of species, then they value, they say, oh, if I look at that elephant, oh, that can bring money, it can fit my children, it can help me with certain projects with school and clinics. So what pays stays. You put a value on the animal.
So you would say that educating the local community and explaining to them the value of wildlife is pretty much the way forward. Yeah, without animals having value, they would not be around here.
Yes, precisely.
Anything you'd like to add to that, Mr. Mackenzie?
You should have been sitting here. That was good. He does a good when he's behind
the camera.
Absolutely. It's
That's
better
his-
to be
that's-
behind the camera
Or
than
on the
in
truck
front.
when no one's filming.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a lot easier to say shit when
Yeah, but anyway, we think
somebody's leading the conversation.
yeah.
To waffle on aimlessly for hours.